guys, it's me Pratima, and for the past 2 weeks, my team and I have been testing a lot of budget earbuds. Right now, there are just so many options in the market that it literally took us weeks to buy, test, and review them. And finally, in this video, I'm going to tell you which ones you should buy and which ones to skip, starting from 1,000 rupees all the way up to 3,000 rupees. So, if you want to make sure you get the best value out of your hard-earned money, make sure to watch this video till the end. Okay, first up, for some 1,000 rupees, the Soundcore's R50i is so good for the price. I'm actually struggling to understand how it costs so less. Soundcore has loaded its 10mm drivers with all the bass in the world by default, so if you love bass heavy output, you are going to love this one. Personally, I am not really a fan of bass heavy tuning, but that's really not a big deal because you get to choose from all these pre-made equalizers inside the app. And after a lot of trial and error, the one called Piano turned out to be the best for my listening taste. This setting basically opened up the mids and the trebles quite nicely while still hanging on to a nice punch in terms of bass. The option to create a custom equalizer definitely would have been cherry on top, but looking at the price, I really won't complain.
For those who need to make calls often, the call quality here isn't bad either, at least not when I'm indoors with not a lot of ambient sound.
Its battery life is also pretty impressive. There was actually this one time when I had them on for almost 7 hours straight and it was still hanging on with 10% battery. So, long story short, if you're on a tight budget, go for the R50i6. But in case you're not a fan of these silicone ear tips, I would recommend the Soundcore K20i for 100 rupees less. This one has a half ear fit, so there's no annoying ear tip to deal with at all. Now, I should warn you that this kind of design has two fundamental flaws, which include number one, a considerably weak bass response, and number two, a weak passive isolation to block the environmental noise. But I guess at the end of the day, comfort matters the most. Plus, I also really like how the K20i sounds much more than R50i's V-shaped tuning actually, since its flat-ish sound signature is close to what I prefer. In fact, this is pretty much perfect for listening to podcasts or classical, acoustic, and some soft indie songs that don't emphasize a lot on low-end frequencies. What's even more interesting is that unlike the R50i, Soundcore even gives me the option to customize the audio with a proper 8-band equalizer here. The only problem is that no matter how much I boost the low frequencies, its half in-ear design means the K20i simply cannot reproduce that punchy bass attack when I'm listening to rock classics like The Rover by Led Zeppelin, for example. Anyway, if you can extend your budget to around say 1,500 rupees, then you've got to check out Oppo's Earbuds 3 Pro. I guess it's similar to the Soundcore R50i in a lot of ways, but if I'd rate this guy's overall performance a B or a B-, the Buds 3 Pro is a solid B+ to me, or even an A-. Let's take audio quality for example. Honestly, I didn't like its bass-heavy default sound, but after I adjusted the bass and the sub-bass by a few decibels, the Buds 3 Pro started to sound so much nicer with a much wider soundstage. And I could actually hear the details of string instruments in most of the songs now. What's more is that adding just 500 rupees for these earbuds is a total paisa vasool with better call quality, better sound, longer battery life, and even some nice quality of life features like dual connection. Now, all of the earbuds that I have discussed up until now have great audio quality for the price, but they lack one thing: active noise cancellation. And impressive ANC is exactly what you are going to get if you spend just 500 rupees more on the Realme Buds T310. At roughly 2,000 rupees, this is still one of the best earbuds in the market if you ask me. Realme says this thing can cut up to 46 decibels of environmental noise, and although it clearly lets in human voices or any type of high-pitched sound as expected, these earbuds get rid of the usual low-frequency noises perfectly, like droning, rumbly noise coming from the city traffic, the air conditioning in your room and such. And when I actually need to listen to what's going on around me, I love how its transparency mode sounds reasonably natural as well. Even in terms of sound, the Buds T310 is just fantastic. I had to do a little bit of tinkering with the dynamic audio settings inside its app to make them a little less boomy, and once I did that, I have absolutely loved listening to all sorts of music here. The vocals and the mid-range in particular are so well resolved alongside everything else that it's easily my favorite pair of budget earbuds as far as sound quality is concerned. This is also among the very few earbuds in its segment that support spatial audio, but I've honestly never cared for such surround sound tech, not even on high-end earbuds. The next set of earbuds I want to suggest is the JBL Wave Buds 2. I've seen it on sale for around like 2,500 rupees these days, and this guy holds a special place in my heart because of three main things. The first one has to be its design. I really love its stemless design, although I'm not sure how I feel about this roofless charging case. Number two, the Wave Buds 2 are super duper comfortable to wear. It fits so nice and snug in my ears that I can happily recommend it to anyone looking for workout earbuds as well. Especially since these earbuds also have a proper IP54 dust and splash resistance on top of IPX2 rating for this case. And finally, the sound. You hear the name JBL and you might think bass is all it has to offer, but nope. The Wave Buds 2 brings that nice, balanced, open sound signature. So unless you're a total bass head, I am sure you are going to love how it sounds.
Mix that with its excellent battery life, okay-ish ANC, and so-so call quality, the JBL Wavebuds 2 definitely has a lot to offer.
Alright, I have two more earbuds I need to talk about. The Realme Buds Air 7 and the Moondrop Space Travel 2. They both cost 3,000 rupees, but they're aiming at totally different types of buyers. So the first thing you've got to do is decide on whether you want something with a ton of features or if balanced sound is the only thing that matters to you. If your answer is yes to the first half of that sentence, then congratulations, the Realme Buds Air 7 is exactly what you're looking for. From 360 audio to adaptive noise cancellation and impressively low latency for gaming and a whole bunch of ways to customize sounds, it's almost hard to believe I'm getting all of these things on a budget pair of earbuds. And of course, the Buds Air 7 does not disappoint in terms of audio quality either. Realme is clearly targeting this thing towards the bass-loving crowd, so if your playlist mostly consists of songs with a lot of low-frequency sounds in the mix, you'll love it. Although I'd still recommend messing around with the equalizer settings to find your perfect fit. Oh, I almost forgot, it even supports LHDC 5.0 codec if you're into high-res streaming. Plus, the Buds Air 7's noise cancellation is best in class too.
I don't like how my voice comes off a bit sharp when I'm on a call, but that's pretty much the only major complaint that I have with these buds.
Okay, next, like I said before, if a balanced sound is all you're after, I doubt it gets better than Moondrop's Space Travel 2 under 3,000 rupees. It does not have half of those fancy features as the Buds Air 7, but I absolutely love its balanced sound. So what do I mean by balanced sound? Well, what I mean is that these earbuds treat the bass, the mids and the trebles equally instead of one thing overpowering the other. Even though I love how Moondrop was clever enough to boost the low frequencies just a little to prevent them from sounding totally lifeless. Another reason why the Space Travel 2 is so popular among audiophiles is because of its 5-band parametric equalizer as well, which gives me further finer control over the audio compared to a regular equalizer. That said, there are a couple of reasons why I don't feel comfortable suggesting these Moondrop earbuds to everyone. The first and the most obvious thing is the design itself. It looks cool, but it's sort of impractical too. And the magnets holding the earbuds are also a lot weaker compared to the JBL Wavebuds 2 with a similar case design. Not to mention, it does not have any sort of protection against dust or water damage. I think some may also find its max volume to be a bit low for their taste even after enabling the high gain feature to counter this exact problem. Its noise cancellation, transparency mode and battery life aren't the best I have seen either, but yeah, if all you care about is balanced sound, Moondrop's got you covered. Alright everyone, so these are all of my top picks for the best budget earbuds at different price ranges, ranging from 1,000 rupees all the way up to 3,000 rupees. I hope I did a good job at highlighting the pros and cons of each of them, and I hope you've now found the perfect pair of budget earbuds for you. And if you'd like to see me with more of these videos, please consider subscribing to our channel. That would definitely help a lot. Until then, I'm Pratima and I will see you in the next one.